There is a ghost that lives in the space between your heart and your hands. It is the most painful ghost in the world because you gave it life. It is the ghost of what you could have been. It is the phantom limb of the life you were meant to live. It whispers to you in the quiet, dead hours of the night. It tugs at your sleeve when you see someone else living your dream. It is the perpetual low-grade fever of a potential unlived. You feel it, don't you? That dull, persistent ache behind your sternum? It's not a scream of tragedy. It's the silent hum of a bridge never crossed. It is the quiet, cumulative tragedy of the unlived life, and you share this ghost with billions. You are part of a silent, suffering majority, a cemetery of dreams where the tombstones are inscribed with the words, "one day," "if only," and "but." Today, we perform an exorcism. Today, we drag this ghost into the light, and we look it in its hollow eyes, and we ask it the only question that matters: why? Why do you linger? Why do you haunt us? And in answering that, we will discover not a flaw in your character, but a flaw in your fundamental understanding of how desire becomes reality. We will discover the invisible cage you have been pacing inside of, thinking it was the world, and we will find the key. For you are not born to be a curator of regrets. You were born to be an architect of realities. And the raw material for your greatest creation is that very desire that currently tortures you. It is not a curse. It is a compass, and the needle is pointing directly at the chasm between who you are and who you must become. The tragedy is not that you have desires. The tragedy is that you have been taught to believe in them conditionally, to wait for permission, to wait for a sign, to wait for the fear to subside. I am here to tell you the waiting is the death, and the movement, the terrifying, irrevocable first step, is the only resurrection that counts. Most people will die with their music still in them. This is not an observation of fate, it is a diagnosis of a disease, and the disease has a cure. The first symptom, the primary agent of this spiritual sickness, is a fundamental misidentification of desire itself. You have been taught that desire is a wish, a fragile thing like a dandelion puff you blow into the wind, hoping some benevolent universe will catch it and plant it for you. This is the great lie of fairy tales and passivity. True desire, the kind that echoes in the bones of a Carnegie to dominate an industry, the kind that burned in the gut of an Edison to harness light itself, is not a wish. It is a prediction. It is your future self communicating backwards through time, sending you a blueprint of a world you are meant to build. It is not a question of, "Do I want this?" It is a statement of fact. This is where I am going. The pain you feel, that ache of the unlived life, is not the pain of wanting something you don't have. It is the pain of being someone you are not yet. It is the dissonance between your current vibration and the vibration of your destiny. You are a radio tuned slightly off the station of your own soul, and all you hear is static and frustration. Most people spend their entire lives trying to turn down the volume on that static. They numb it with distraction, sedate it with routine, argue with it through rationalization. It's not practical. It's too late. Who am I to think I could? These are not statements of reason. They are anesthetic for a pain they are afraid to cure, because the cure requires surgery. It requires cutting away the dead tissue of an old identity. The desire is not the problem. Your resistance to its implications is the prison. And what is the nature of this resistance? It crystallizes into a single devastating word: conditionality. I will act on my desire when I have enough money, when I have enough time, when I have enough confidence, when I know enough, when the fear subsides, when I get the sign, when the planets align. You have built a fortress of conditions around your heart, and you have made yourself the prisoner inside. You are waiting for a permission slip signed by the universe. Let me show you the signatures of those who did not wait. Henry Ford did not wait until he had a factory to believe in the automobile. He operated out of a shed. J.K. Rowling did not wait until she had a publisher to write Harry Potter. She wrote in cafes, on napkins, a single mother on welfare. Oprah Winfrey did not wait until she felt worthy of a national platform. She claimed it with a voice that refused to be marginalized. They understood a law that you must now sear into your consciousness. Conditions follow conviction. They do not precede it. The money, the confidence, the knowledge, these are not prerequisites for action. They are the byproducts of action taken in faith. You do not get confident and then act. You act, and in the acting, you harvest the confidence. You do not get funded and then build. You build, and in the building, you attract the funds. The universe is not a vending machine where you insert your preparation and receive your dream. The universe is an echo chamber. It returns to you the sound of your own commitment. If you broadcast hesitation, you receive more reasons to hesitate. If you broadcast an unconditional "I am moving," the universe rearranges itself to meet your motion with momentum. Yet even knowing this, the body freezes, the mind conjures phantoms. This is the second layer of the cage, the seduction of the plausible life. The ghost of your desire is terrifying, for it asks everything of you. But the skeleton of your current life, as unsatisfying as it is familiar. Its bars are polished smooth by your daily routine. You know its contours. You have mastered its small sufferings. The devil you know is always less frightening than the God you don't, and so you make a deal with the mediocre. You trade the dizzying heights of your potential for the solid, if stifling, ground of the plausible. You choose the career that looks good on paper over the calling that sets your soul on fire. You choose the relationship that is comfortable over the love that would force you to expand. You choose the hobby over the mastery, the side hustle over the empire, the comment over the creation. This is not a moral failing, it is a failure of imagination. You cannot see the bridge from here to there, so you assume no bridge exists. But bridges are not discovered, they are built. And they are built step by step over a chasm of uncertainty with materials of faith you must manufacture as you go. The plausible life is a trap dressed as a safe house. It promises security but delivers a slow, soul-crushing decay. It is the life of good enough, which is the most pernicious enemy of great the world has ever known. The builders of history were not immune to the plausible. Abraham Lincoln could have stayed a country lawyer. Steve Jobs could have stayed a hobbyist in a garage. Walt Disney could have accepted defeat after his first studio went bankrupt. They faced the plausible, the safe, the sensible option every single day. Their triumph was not the absence of fear, but the daily, deliberate choice to value the integrity of their desire more than the comfort of the familiar. This choice, however, requires a weapon to combat the legion of internal saboteurs. That weapon is clarity of definite purpose. Vague desire is the enemy of action. It is a fog. You cannot navigate a fog. You can only wander in it. Most people's desires are nebulous clouds. I want to be successful. I want to be happy. I want to be free. These are not purposes. They are moods. A definite purpose is a spear. It is sharp, pointed, and meant to be thrown with force. It is the reduction of a swirling galaxy of want into a single, laser-focused point of intent. I will build a software platform that simplifies X for 1 million users by 2027. I will write a novel that explores the theme of Y completed in 18 months. I will achieve financial independence through my craft, generating Z income by a specific date. This is not a dream. This is a contract. You write it down. You sign it with your blood, metaphorically, and then literally through sweat. Clarity is courage. It cuts through the fog of how and illuminates the non-negotiable what. Once your purpose is definite, every decision that follows has a filter. Does this action serve my purpose? Does this person align with my purpose? Does this thought strengthen my purpose? The vague, energy-draining chaos of life begins to organize itself around a central axis. The great industrialists Hill studied, Carnegie, Rockefeller, Ford, were not men of scattered interests. They were monomaniacs on a mission. Their purpose was so clear it acted as a gravitational force, pulling resources, people, and opportunities into its orbit. Your indefinite desire is a beggar pleading with circumstance. Your definite purpose is a king issuing decrees. But a king without a kingdom is a madman in the wilderness, and the kingdom of your definite purpose is built in a sacred, non-negotiable space, the sanctum of applied imagination. This is where you move from the abstract to the anatomical. This is not daydreaming. Daydreaming is a spectator sport. Applied imagination is a surgical theater. You must go there daily and perform the operation. Close your eyes. See the completed vision with the precision of an engineer. Do not see yourself having it from the outside, like watching a movie of your life. See it from the inside. Feel the leather of the chair in your office. Smell the air of the studio you've built. Hear the specific words of praise from a client you've served. Feel the weight of the product in your hand, the texture of the book cover with your name on it. This is active creation, not passive fantasy. You are writing the code for your subconscious mind, the most powerful supercomputer on the planet. You are giving it a detailed, sensory-rich target, and once programmed, the subconscious goes to work. It solves problems you can't. In this new land, you will meet your true teacher, friction. The world will push back. The first sale will not come. The code will have bugs. The manuscript will be rejected. The body will grow tired. This is not the universe saying no. This is the universe asking, how badly do you want it? Friction is not the enemy of motion. It is the definer of strength. You cannot strengthen a muscle without resistance. You cannot strengthen a will without adversity. Most people interpret the first sign of friction as a stop sign. They see the closed door and assume it is locked forever. The exception sees the same door and understands it is simply testing the weight of their knock. They knock louder. They find another door. They build the door of their own. Thomas Edison did not see 10,000 failures. He found 10,000 ways that did not work on the direct path to the one that did. Each failure was a data point, a refinement of the process. His desire was not a fragile wish, it was a hypothesis being proven through relentless experimentation. You must adopt this mindset. Your journey is not a straight line to a treasure chest, it is a process of sculpting. The friction, the criticism, the setback, the slow progress is the chisel. You are the marble. Your definite purpose is the statue within. The chisel hurts. It removes pieces of you, but it is not destroying you. It is revealing you. Embrace the friction. Document it. Analyze it. Let it teach you. Let it fortify you. Let it prove to you that you are made of tougher stuff than you ever believed. And you cannot do this alone. The myth of the lone wolf who conquers the world is a poison that leads to isolation and burnout. You require a council of the committed, a modern mastermind. This is not a social club or a networking group. It is a strategic alliance of minds on a similar mission. It is you consciously surrounding yourself with people whose strength compensates for your weakness, whose vision challenges your blind spots, whose energy amplifies your own. Andrew Carnegie's greatest secret was not his knowledge of steel, it was his understanding of collective intelligence. He surrounded himself with brilliant minds in a symphony of purpose, creating a third mind far greater than the sum of its parts. Your mastermind is your personal board of directors for your life. They are the ones who will tell you the truth when you are lying to yourself. They will hold the vision for you when your own sight grows dim. They will celebrate your wins and dissect your losses with the same objective clarity. In the face of friction, they are your reinforcement. Find them. Be relentless in seeking them. Offer value first. Pour into the alliance. The synergy created will generate ideas and opportunities that seem like magic, but are simply the physics of aligned intention. Through the friction, fortified by your counsel, you must cultivate a frequency of certainty. Your mindset is not just thoughts, it is a broadcast signal. What frequency are you emitting? Is it the static of worry, the low hum of resentment, the erratic pulse of impatience, or is it the clear, strong signal of a person who knows beyond all evidence that they are on the path? This is the essence of faith. Not religious faith, but the primal operational faith of the farmer who plants the seed in the dry earth, believing in the unseen rain. You must tend to this frequency daily. This is where gratitude becomes your most powerful tool. Not a passive "thank you for my blessings," but an active, militant gratitude for the process itself. Thank the friction for making you stronger. Thank the delay for building your patience. Thank the dream for choosing you as its vessel. This practice of gratitude shifts your broadcast from "I lack" to "I am in receipt." It puts you in a state of fulfillment, which is the only state from which true creation flows. A beggar cannot build a palace. He is focused on his next meal. But a king, operating from a state of abundance, can commission cathedrals. Operate from the mindset of the king of your own destiny. Your gratitude is your scepter. Finally, you must pay the price of eminence. As you act, as you build, as you begin to emit this new frequency, you will change. And the old world, the world of the plausible, the conditional, the mediocre, will not recognize you. It will try to pull you back. Friends may drift away. Family may question you. You will feel the loneliness of the pathfinder. This is the final non-negotiable tax on your desire. You must be willing to outgrow the person you were, and that includes outgrowing the environments and relationships that were built for that old person. This is not a call to arrogance, but to sovereignty. You cannot petition for your dream from your knees. You must stand in your full height, even if you stand alone for a season. The desire you carry is not a toy, it is a sovereignty. And sovereignty, by its very nature, is not subject to a committee vote. This is the ultimate test of your commitment. Are you willing to be misunderstood to be authentic? Are you willing to be temporarily alone to be ultimately aligned? The history of transformation is written by those who answered yes. So look at your ghost now. See it for what it is, not a tormentor, but a prophet. It is the shadow cast by the towering figure you were meant to become. The ache is not a sentence, it is an invitation to close the gap, to cross the chasm, to build the bridge with the very planks of your fear. Most people will never act because they believe the desire is a delicate ornament to be placed on a shelf and admired. You now know the truth. The desire is an engine, and it is meant to be fueled, ignited, and used to power the vehicle of your life into uncharted territory. The exception is not a different species. The exception is simply the one who understood that desire is a verb in disguise. It does not say have, it commands become. And in the moment you take that first irrevocable action, you have already answered the call. You have ceased to be part of the haunted majority. You have enlisted in the small, fierce army of builders. The ghost fades not because you have escaped it, but because you have turned to face it, walked directly through its chilling form, and emerged on the other side, solid, real, and finally, at long last, alive. Now, stop listening to the ghost. Become the thing it was whispering about.